On Mars, water isn't just life, it's a ticking clock. I've charted the red dunes and frozen craters, but nothing prepares you for this. A colony's lifeline poisoned. In 2057, at Olympus Base, a single crack unleashes hell. 12 souls, 72 hours to live, or perish in the void. Before the fall, Olympus Base thrives on ingenuity. Water here is no luxury, it's engineered survival. Pulled from ancient ice buried under regolith, or recycled in closed loops like the ISS's ECLSS, sweat and urine distilled, purified through membranes and catalysts, reclaiming 98% in an endless cycle. Let's dive deeper into this marvel. At the heart are the vapor phase catalytic ammonia removal units, VPCAR for short. These beasts superheat wastewater vapor to 450 degrees Celsius, where catalysts like platinum rhodium break down ammonia and organics into harmless nitrogen and carbon dioxide, scrubbing the stream clean before condensation. It's a thermal dance, efficient and relentless, designed for zero waste in the void. But that's just the start. The multi-filtration beds act as the system's guardians. Layers of activated carbon absorb volatiles, ion exchange resins swap out salts, and ultrafiltration membranes with pores finer than a virus trap particulates. Post-treatment, UV lamps and biocides ensure sterility, turning what was once bodily waste into crystal-clear, potable water. I've mapped these veins of life. Hydroponics fed by reclaimed moisture, cooling systems humming with recycled flow. And redundancy? It's ironclad. Primary loops handle daily loads, backed by secondary tanks holding a week's reserve, isolated with auto valves. Emergency backups kick in via solar-powered electrolysis units, splitting imported hydrogen and oxygen if all else fails. Failsafes monitor every parameter: pH, conductivity, total organic carbon, with AI predicting anomalies days in advance. It feels impossible for catastrophe to strike. Engineers boast of triple failure tolerance. But Mars is unforgiving. Its soil hides perchlorates, toxic salts that bind to water like a curse, stable and soluble, defying simple boils or filters. One breach, and the system turns traitor. And at 0800 hours, deep in the intake pipe, that breach had already begun. They just didn't know it yet. It starts small, as disasters often do. A seismic tremor, Mars's restless core, fractures an intake pipe from the ice mines. Regolith invades, laced with perchlorates. These chlorine bombs, born from ancient lightning in the thin atmosphere, dissolve into the flow. At first, a sensor blips. Anomaly detected, ignored amid routine. But the poison spreads, binding to every drop, turning the colony's blood to venom. I've seen maps redrawn by such oversights. Now the clock accelerates. The crew treated it like a routine glitch. That was their first mistake. It would also be their last chance to stop it. Dawn breaks with revelation. Tests confirm perchlorate levels at 500 parts per million, lethal to thyroids, disrupting hormones, causing weakness, organ failure. Why no quick fix? Boiling evaporates water but concentrates the salts. Filters clog with their stability. Radiation from the unshielded surface exacerbates breakdown. The commander declares emergency, 72 hours until reserves run dry. Rationing begins. I've charted lost expeditions. This is where hope fractures. 72 hours sounds like a long time, but on Mars, civilization is only 3 meals deep, and the panic was about to arrive ahead of schedule. Chaos engulfs the dome. Rations drop to sips, hygiene halts, infections brew in unwashed wounds. Cooling loops seize, electronics fry in the heat. Black markets emerge. A mechanic trades tools for an extra ounce. The human toll mounts. Fatigue turns to delirium. Alliances shatter. Perchlorates amplify the agony, sapping strength as organs rebel. Farms wither without irrigation. Oxygen scrubbers falter from low humidity. I've mapped crumbling empires. Here, survival strips us bare. 48 hours left, desperation peaks. Consider the medical bay. Dr. Lena Vasquez hunches over young technician Marco, his skin pallid, breaths shallow. Perchlorates have ravaged his thyroid, halting hormone production, hypothyroidism on steroids. She injects the last vial of levothyroxine, but it's futile without fluids to dilute the toxins. "Hold on," she whispers, as his eyes flutter, delirium setting in. No water means no IV drips, no cooling compresses. The bay reeks of sweat and despair, monitors beeping warnings of cascading failures. In the mess hall, social bonds fracture. A pouch of rationed water slips from engineer Raj's hand, spilling precious drops on the grating. Silence falls like a hammer. Eyes dart. Commander Elena steps forward, but botanist Kira lunges first, scooping the damp floor with desperate fingers. "That's mine," Raj snarls, fists clenching. A standoff ensues, no words needed, the air thick with unspoken accusations. Trust, once the colony's glue, evaporates faster than the spill. Then, engineering hits critical. The hum of the habitat's fusion reactor grows erratic. Without water in the cooling circuits, pumps grind dry, metal screeching against metal. Chief Engineer Thomas races to the core, alarms wailing as temperatures spike to 600 degrees. "Divert auxiliary power," he yells, but it's too late. Overheat triggers auto-shutdown protocols. Lights flicker, life support dips. The dome plunges into partial blackout, every soul feeling the noose tighten. We were out of options. The engineers proposed two plans. Both of them were suicide missions. Faced with oblivion, they choose. Option 1. Emergency ice drilling. Deploy rovers with coiled tubing to pierce mid-latitude glaciers, melting and pumping raw water via Rodriguez wells. Risk: structural collapse in unstable ice, or more perchlorate influx. Option 2. Hazardous chemical treatment. Inject reducers to break down salts, but volatile reactions could rupture tanks. They vote for drilling, gambling on Mars's frozen bounty. Rovers launch into the storm, augers grinding. I've charted bold paths. This one teeters on the edge. Success hangs by a thread. The drill strikes true. Fresh ice yields, purified in haste. Lives saved, but at cost. Two lost to exposure. Mars teaches us a brutal lesson. Water is not a right. It is a war we fight every single day. And next time, the planet might win. I am the cartographer, and this is the Atlas.